Hi everyone. Today, this is Jill from Daffodils Galleria. I have quite a mess going on here. I've been playing. Today we are going to make some signatures. I just feel like folding paper, and I thought it would be fun to record it and show you how I do it. So but first, I know this is off the beaten track. I said I was going to show you making signatures, but I bought a bunch of stencils and I'm just so excited. I want to show you these stencils that I got, and I cannot wait to use them. Just quickly go through them and show you. One. So much fun. Woohoo! Hope you can see those. Oh yeah. Aren't they cool? So many different ones that I got, and I think I paid 12 bucks maybe for one set. One set had 25 stencils in it. It's Christmas. They're fun, aren't they fun? I love that one. It's just like splatters and shapes and flowers. You could layer these. This one is numbers. And this one, I like this one too. Time began in a garden. Time, like the herb. Roses. I love roses. Aren't they just great? I will put the links to these in the description below if you're interested in them. I just got them on Amazon. But oh, I was so excited to get these. I have a bunch of stencils that are really old. But these are just patterns, and I think they'll be really fun for art journaling. Almost done. 3 left. 1. I like that one. It's like a stone path. So yeah. Anyway, in an upcoming video, we'll use those. How much fun is that? Gotta put them back in their little pocket. Keep them all nice and together and happy. Okay, so back to where we were. I went and just gathered some old paper. This is just a stack of paper. I literally have had this stack since high school, and high school was many, many years ago for me. I am a keeper of things. I know that I will usually use stuff, and my mom threw everything away, and I think that embedded in me to do the opposite, to save things. And so I have literally had this folder of it was under I was filed under calligraphy paper that I made years and years and years ago. And it's just all different kinds of, there's tracing paper, regular copy paper, and these are just newsprint types of pages. But I remember at the time, that's interesting. It's just a piece of looks like construction paper. This is just a pretty little flecked paper, piece of paper. I actually have some pre-folded here. Is that folded or cut? They're cut. Cut. That's folded. But you can, somewhere in here, I had written calligraphy. Back in the day, I was doing Old English calligraphy. Maybe I pulled it out. But I tea stained all this paper when I was like in junior high or high school, and just saved it. And now this is what we're going to use today to make our book out of. So I really like these pages here. So I think we're going to, but The problem is since they're cut, that's okay. We're going to make a little small book today. I'm going to use these. And what we'll do is we'll make the rest of the pages that we use about the same size. But we're going to start with these and just start folding. And I always like to fold up using my dominant hand on I have my bone folders. This is a Teflon one. The Teflon one is in my left hand and the actual bone folder is in my right hand. And it's gunky and gluey from many, many, many years worth of making books. But the Teflon one, nothing sticks to it. It's kind of nice that way. So I kind of like the Teflon one because it has this little shape to it here that you can see that it just really presses nicely down. And anyway, so this is going to be the size of our signatures today. So just start folding. Make sure your pages, it doesn't matter what size your pages are, just keep them consistent. If for this book I'm going to be consistent, you don't have to be, but I'm going to be. We'll make the cover out of something a little bit stronger because this is just newsprint type of paper. And this journal is probably going to just be a writing journal because the paper itself is pretty thin, not good for probably mixed media of much weight. So like I might be able to glue some things down, but I want to make a journal for just writing in. I've written in a journal, kept a journal since I was in 6th grade. Actually, I even started before then, but I really didn't know what I was doing. I was just writing my thoughts randomly down on pieces of paper. And I have some of those from when I think I started in 3rd grade. And I still have some of those, but I have my official first quote-unquote diary that was in the 6th grade. Okay, how many do we have here? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I like to use 10. I don't know why, just good round number. That will be a good, Let's see, here's an easy way to make it the same size. So I'm going to open this, put this in there, and then take my ruler, and I put it upside down. Here's a little tearing trick. I'm going to line it up exactly with the edge of that page and just tear it off. The same size. I wish I had a paper clip. I don't have one close by. Paper clips are in the next department over. Oops, okay, I definitely need a paper clip. Hold that thought. What are you doing, Glory Bee? My assistant is in here. Okay, so let's try that again. Could have used a binder, I guess. It's actually not too bad. I can refold it anyway. Okay, so now we're gonna just do the exact same thing. Okay, now maybe we better use 2 pieces of paper or 2 paper clips. Okay, everybody move. I have such a small workspace. I have this huge table behind me and it's got material on it right now. I keep saying I'm gonna move my bookbinding stuff over there, but everything is over here. And so this is where I stay. Haven't done it yet, but eventually I'm gonna move to the bigger table. Okay, and it doesn't have to be exact. Heavens, imperfection is my perfection. Okay, let me refold this one. Ta-da! That was easy to fix, huh? This bone folder makes a little burnished look to it. Just kind of depends on what you're doing. When I'm folding pages, I really like to use my Teflon one. Boy, things got out of control quick. Now I'm going to save all these little scraps because you know they'll come in handy someday. Open the scrap drawer and put them in. Okay, so how many? I forgot now already how many I had. 1, 2, oh my gosh, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Perfect. Okay, so there's 10. And now I want a little bit of a thicker page for the outside, or something that's just a little different to hold the outside. This is a nice one. It's kind of, it's a thicker piece of paper. It's more of a, I don't know what it is. It's old. It's been so long since I made it. So we're going to do the same thing. I wanted the same size, but this is going to be my cover. And I have enough of these little harder papers, whatever they're called. Everybody out from under, please. Oh, and what did we forget? Hey, I wonder if this would work. I have these clamps. Why, sure. Let's try that. Oh my gosh, so much easier than a paper clip. Ta-da! Ha! Okay, back to tearing. Get out of my way. This is thicker, so it's going to be a little harder tear. There we go. Anyway, I just wanted to say that I think we'll make 3, maybe 4 signatures, depending. How big you want your book, how many pages you want it to be. Okay, thank you, little clampies. I got these at Harbor Freight for $1. I think I got 12 of them for $1. That was awesome sauce. Okay. Line it up and fold it over. Okay. Now we're going to just, this is going to be our outside. So we're going to put these all in, just open them, and one by one, put them inside each other. Lay them nicely in, tuck them in. Give each one a little love pat. If you give it the love pat, it'll be kind to you in return. I'm just convinced of that. Now I feel obligated to do it to everyone. Ha ha. Okay, and since these papers are pretty thin, I think we'll be fine with that many sheets. So now, back to our clampage. I'm going to clamp it and clamp it. And we're going to crease them all just one more time for good measure. And see, it's kind of folding funny, but is that going to be all right? Well, somebody's crooked. That's okay. We're going to go with it. So we're back to our, where we were. We want them to all be nice and tucked together in their little spine. Clamp it down. I don't think you have to do a clamp on both sides, but I'm going to just for safety's sake. Okay, now we're going to get our thread and our piercer. Here's our bucket of tools, bookbinding tools. This is our petite piercer, $2.49. Here's my awl. Here's another piercer that I have. What's that called? Can't read it. I'm going blind. I have several little piercers you can see. Here's another one. I think I'm going to use this one. Okay, so there's the piercer. And now I'm going to use the same thread that I used before. I don't know if you were watching the junk journal book, but I just like this thread. And our wax and our needle. I like to wax my thread. You can use dental floss. It comes pre-waxed. If you use dental floss, though, I suggest you double it because you just want that extra strength. So we're going to do 3 times the height of your book. So there's 1. And it doesn't have to be precise. 2, 3. Snip. Okay. Now we're going to run our, see I have my needle. I keep my needle in my wax so I can never lose it, right? We're going to run our thread through the wax. Just pull it through a few times. I start with just doing a short stroke at the beginning. So see, I'm starting with the end there, and I just push my finger down on it, and then I just kind of work myself down the thread till I have the whole thing, and I just pull it, and then I go the other direction and pull it that way. I just like to do it 3 or 4 times just till I can kind of feel like the whole thing is good and waxed. All right, that should be good enough. Okay, now we're going to put, this is going to be a 3-hole signature. Excuse me, I just need a sip of my tea. Okay, it's going to be a 3-hole. We're going to do a butterfly stitch. I keep my piercer in the original packaging. I have this little black thing that goes to protect you. Very nice. We don't want to lose that. Okay, so basically, I don't like to measure. I'm lazy, and so if you are a perfectionist like that and you really want things to be precise, you measure away. You feel free. But what you want is you basically want 1 hole about a 1/2 inch from the bottom, 1/2 inch to 3/4 inch, 1/2 inch, 3/4 inch from the top, and then 1 in the middle. And like I said, it doesn't have to be perfect. And if you want a specific top and bottom, another trick is to make the middle hole slightly higher than the exact middle. So you know, oh, that's the top. That's the top of the signature. So your first hole would be like here. Your second hole would be slightly higher than the middle, and then the third hole would be down here. That's just another trick if you want to be very specific and know at a glance which direction your signature goes. These pages, since they're blank, it doesn't matter. So here's the next thing you're going to do. Doesn't matter which hole you do first. I like to do the bottom one first. You're going to lay your piercer on the place you want to pierce it, and then close the book so you can see the spine here, and push it through. Closing the book really helps it with making sure you get it right there on the spine. You see that? Because if you don't close the cover when you push the piercer through, sometimes you'll go through the top of it or the bottom of it, and we don't want that. Okay, this little guy's in my way. Okay, so we're going to do the same thing here. Just going to rough guesstimate. Put it in there, close it, and push. And there we go. There's hole number 2. Okay. This is kind of a small hole. It'll work though. It'll be all right. Sometimes I use my awl. My awl's around here. Handy awl. That's what we used when we pushed when we made our spine for the book. It makes a bigger hole. Okay, and that looks kind of like the middle. Good enough for me. Good enough for government work. You gotta say that every time. That's what my daddy would say. Okay, now we're gonna thread our needle. And this is a bookbinding needle. You can use any needle that you want. It does not matter. Just get yourself a needle that has an eye big enough to accept your thread. And this is bookbinding thread that I got 100 years ago. And I've been whittling on it forever. But you can use any little heavier weight thread like embroidery thread or whatever you want to. So we're going to leave a little bit of a tail on it. I don't need to double this because it's pretty sturdy stuff. If I were using dental floss, I would double it. But this one's pretty good. So this butterfly stitch, we're going to go, let's see. It depends on how you want your tail. If you want your tail to be on the inside of your signature, you go from the inside out. If you want your tails on your outside of your signature, go from the outside in. I always like my tails on the inside because then I can cover them with washi tape or whatever. I don't know why. I just like the smooth look of just the string on the outside. So we go up through the middle, and there's two different ways you can do a stitch in here. Well, there's tons of different ways, but today I'm going to show you the most common way. So I'm going to pull it through. I'm going to hold on to the end of this little tail here with that, my left thumb, and pull the rest of it all the way through. Okay, so I kind of slid the needle on the thread. Okay, so now keep hold of that little guy, turn it over and find your other hole, and we're going to go up through there. So we're just going to sew it and pull it through. So I like to go pretty slow and look at the outside, make sure. Now, did you see it tuck up like that? So see, it's tucked up and my little tail is still sticking through here. I find it a lot easier just to put my finger here and pull the needle until it pops through. Now, there's two things you can do at this point. You can either go back through the middle and then back in again through the top hole, but a typical butterfly stitch goes straight. You ignore this, hold it to your left, and we're going to go up through the top. Oh my page is squiggled. Fold the book, it makes it go nice and smooth. And we're going to pull it through now, and then get it nice and tight in there. Now I'm going to hold the inside, fold the little tail down so you can grab both pieces with your thumb, and hold this one with your forefinger, and then pull the thread till the tail comes out. See, there's the little tail. You see that? Okay, now we're going to go back through the middle hole, and you want to go on the other side. Doot. Doesn't matter. Well, we can move the thread once we're done. Okay. Pull it nice and tight. I'm still holding on to those two pieces, by the way. Can you see that? Still holding both pieces. Just get your tail through. Okay, now. So now we've got this little tail on this side, but you'll notice the way I pulled it through, the signature or the string goes through there, and it's not quite tight. So what I'm going to do is just slide my needle underneath, so where I have one piece, that's where the butterfly effect comes in. It's like these are the wings of the butterfly and that's the body. And I'm just going to hold on to this one and just kind of give it one more little tug just to make sure it's nice and tight. Okay, but you want one side one tail on each side of the string inside the book, or on the outside, depending on what you did. So now we're going to just do a double knot, and I go under and pull the little piece through and tie it, and we're going to do one more the opposite direction, over the top and under, and pull it through. And that's all there is to it. And now we're going to take this, grab both pieces, and snip it as short as you want. You can go right up to the knot if you want. I like to leave mine just a little bit of length. And there you go. That's your first signature. And that's the spine. So that was easy, wasn't it? Now, if you wanted to, you could take some washi tape and cover your thread with that. I have all different kinds. I kind of like this rose kind. We'll do it just for kicks and giggles. I kind of like the way that looks. So the next one I do, I think I'll leave the thread exposed. But if you really want to, you can glue stick it. Here, let me show you how to glue stick it. Just gonna measure how long I want it. I just want it just to cover the length, maybe just the exact length of the book. So here's my glue stick. Everybody has their own favorites of glue sticks. I haven't found a favorite yet. This one seems to work pretty good, and I like that it's magic. It says magic blue on it. So I just stick it on there and rub it across the top. And I kind of want this one not to be torn, so I'm going to make the end nice and straight. And we're just going to stick it down over the thread. Use your Teflon bone folder. Oh, these bone folders. I don't know how people can live without them. If you don't have one, don't sweat it. You can use anything you can find that's flat, that's going to give you pressure, equal pressure. You could probably even use like the round part of a knife. Yep, that works just fine. Anyway, now we're going to go one more time, give it one more crease, and there's your signature. Wasn't that easy? Hope you enjoyed this, and if you liked what I did, subscribe to my channel, and thanks for watching.